All right, and we're back in probably the final episode of doing our character. And last time we worked on the character, we made the widget pop up on the screen when they passed the character. But there was an error at the end of the last video, and before we get started with this video, we need to address that error. So, the first thing we need to do is go into our enemy list UI, and this is the one that we made that looks like this. In your graph, on the left hand side, for your enemy reference, make sure expose on spawn is clicked. Also instance editable is clicked. Once you have those clicked, in your your enemy BP, your alien blueprint, you're going to see that after the add unique, there's a create enemy list UI widget. On this widget, as long as we have expose on spawn clicked, this enemy reference point will pop up. And what we need to do is select this to self so that it knows that this is the enemy that we're trying to reference. After that, everything honestly should work perfectly. If you compile and save that, I'll show you what I was trying to show you last time. So once you walk past this enemy, their health and everything, see, is added to the screen. And once you kill them, we're going to make that health disappear. That's what we're going to be working on this time. Once you kill that enemy, you'll see their health go down, and then their image will disappear off of your screen. So, with no further ado, let's go ahead and jump in to some of that code. First thing we need to do is go into our enemy blueprint. And we should have one nice little block. If you haven't commented your block, you might want to do that. The next thing that we need to do in here, or the first thing that we need to do this time, is we're going to go in here, we're going to create a custom event. So right click and say custom event, add custom event, and we're going to call this one, let's call it behavior unit, because this will determine what they do. So instead of a behavior tree, like I said, the guy that I watched, he did it in this way. And this is a behavior unit instead of a behavior tree. I thought this was really creative. So I'll share it with you guys. Alright, off of your behavior unit, first thing you want to do is grab a branch. So hold B, left click, and then you want to hook up your dead variable. Alright, so if dead is true, we don't want anything to happen. But if dead is false, then we need to switch on enum. So grab your behavior mode, get it, and off of it we're going to say switch on behavior mode, and drag that right into your false. So these are our behavior modes that we have, and we can switch between the two, and that's what we're about to set up. So on the first one right here on the patrol, we want the AI to move between the control points that we set. So let's set that code up right now. The first thing we will do is say AI move to. Cool. And then for the pawn, we'll just get reference to the self. Now, for the target actor, we want them to move to the patrol point, or the control point that we have. So you can drag off your control point reference, get it, and set it there. Alright, cool. Next thing that we need to do is on success, we can say a delay. So hold D and left click and hook in the delay, and we want it to be like a random delay. So after they move to the control point, we want them to wait for a second. So let's say random float in range, and the range that we're going to use, we can actually promote them to variables so that each of your AIs move differently. So we could just promote that to a variable and promote that one to a variable. And make sure that your variables that you just made are both eyes open. Compile and save. Alright, cool. After the delay, we're going to add a branch, another branch. So hold B and left click and hook your branch in, And this branch is going to go into the one that we just made. So the condition that we just made, if chase player up here. We made this in the last episode, and all this is our behavior mode enum, and it equals enum, and I have it on chase player. So if chase player is true, then, or if the behavior mode for chase player is true, then we want to chase the player. But we haven't set up a function for chase the player yet, so we'll leave that one blank. But if it's false, we'll set the behavior mode, or we'll just run the behavior unit actually. So we want this code to run. So just type in behavior unit and you'll see the function right there, and that's good, and that's what we want. So that one is roam to patrol points unless you're chasing the player. So let's actually take this, move this up, and we'll call it roam to control points unless chasing player. I know it's long, but at least I know what that code means. Anyways, you can take this part of the code and drag it outside of that box because we will use that again. So the next part of this that we need to do is we can come in here and say the chase player, we should make the code for that, but we want to be able to call it as a function. So here's how we'll do that. We're going to right click and say custom event, and we'll say chase player. Okay. Now from here, what we do is grab off a branch, and for the branch, what you want to do is hook it up to here and also hook it up to here. And then we want to add dead to that branch. So if dead is false, then we're going to do another AI move to. And where we're going to move them is to the, well, the pawn that we're going to move first is the self. So get a reference to self. The target actor is going to be the attack target. So if you don't have an attack target, we need to make one. Yep. I believe that we should have made one in the last time, but we did it. So let's make our attack target. And we need it to be an actor. Okay, so variable attack target. And the type is an actor. Object reference. Wait, what? I'm not using that nowhere else. It's not gonna break anything. Actor. Object reference. Change it, man. Okay. Bet. So the attack target will just plug in there. And you really could have just made that into its own, promote it to a variable just like this. Promote the variable for the radius. Cool. Either way, it's all good. It's a variable now. Compile and save. Now after that, we want to do once. So type in O or hold O, and on your success, plug in to do once. From reset, what we're going to do is when the enemy does see you and they get within that acceptance radius, how close you want them to be to you, they're going to stop and they're going to attack you, right? And some may shoot at you, some may punch you or whatever. But during their animation, we need to reset their attack. So once they do it once, they can keep on doing it. And it's not like they're overlapping their animation. So in order for that to happen, let's create a custom event that we'll use later. And this custom event will be called release attack. Okay. And all you have to do is hook in your release attack to the here. The reset. So that's going to help them reset this next part of the code that we're going to write. After this, we want to set that attacking player. Set the attacking player. And we want that to be true. Oh, not that attacking player. Not attack target. Sorry, attacking player. Set that to true. There we go. Perfect. And this is going to go into some more. The next thing that we need to do is... So we don't have a montage to play at this moment. But what we would do is I think I actually do have one. I'm going to say... I think I'm going to do his rifle aiming idle at this point. So, let's play montage. Play montage. And we need to create that montage. So, in your animations, find the animation that you want for the attacking animation. Mine is going to be this one. And right click on that and then create anim montage. Compile, save. You can use that montage that you just made to put in the montage play. Now what you want is the, who do you want to do that? You want this mesh. So drag off your mesh and just hook that up to the in skeletal. And the next thing that we need to do is, so what we did is this. We asked them to play this montage. However, if your character was fighting, this is a fighting game, I would suggest you turn this into a variable and just call it attack montage. So here, I'll do that just in case you have like more than one attack that they want to do. Like they want to do a right punch, a left punch, a uppercut, a combo move. Like you can put all that into the attack montage. So let's make a variable out of this one. So that'll be the montage to play. But make sure you have the eye open. The eye should be open on acceptance, radiance, and the attack target. Compile and save. Okay. The next thing that we will do is off of this, we want the character, when they're playing the montage, we want their movement to stop immediately. So from here at the top, we'll say stop movement immediately. Yeah. Immediately. Alright, cool. And then from the character movement, you can also set the walk speed. Set max walk speed to 0. Perfect. So we don't want them to be able to move at all. They definitely won't be able to move. And this is just why they're attacking though, okay? So then after they're finished attacking, so on completed, we'll just do a little delay. And for your duration, you get a random float in range, and we'll do 0.1 and 0.3 probably. So random float in range, and we could just do 0.1 and 0.3. So after that delay, what will happen is we need to set the attacking player to not true anymore. So attacking the player, set it to note they're not attacking the player. And then what we can do is, if they're dead, do nothing. So we'll check and see if they're dead at this point. But if they are not dead, then we need to do something. So on the false, we'll call that function that we made up is this one right here, release attack. So false, release, attack. Perfect. From there, we can get the character movement one more time. So I would copy and paste character movement. And we're going to set the max walk speed back to, mine was 400. So this way, every time they attack, they'll stop. And then they'll check and see if they're dead. And then they'll stop attacking. And then they'll go back to being able to walk. After that, we need the behavior unit that we called right here. Same one that we called. So just type in behavior unit so that it runs this script. Alright, and then down here, back on our play montage, what we're going to do in that montage is we're going to create some notifies. So eventually, we'll create some notifies and we'll set up an attack trace so they know where and when to attack. Also, we'll fix their rotation. So before we end this one though, let's go ahead here and we want them to chase the player. So back on the first one we made, off of true, just type in chase player. There we go. Compile and save. Now we need to comment this bottom part to chase player and attack. Alright. So now we have our chase player, and attack. Beautiful. There should be an event begin play that we have not used. We can actually work on that right now. So off of your event begin play, all you want to happen is your behavior unit to run. So let's type in behavior unit. Boom. Alright, so the next, I guess we're going to stop this one here because this is getting lengthy again. But it's cool. I like it in little chunks like this. We don't need these. Basically what we did is we set up a roam to control points and we set up a chase player and attack. Let's try some of it out actually. To test some of it out, first of all, save all. You need to make sure you save all the time. I'm gonna open my level back up to see if I can get my guy to appear. Okay, cool. In order to make this work, you gotta drag off some control points. Remember we made the control points? So here's my control points. Say right here. And that's control point 1. And control point 2, let's make it over here. For him, you click on him, and you're gonna notice that on the right hand side over here, there's going to be all these details you could fill out. So one of the details you could fill out is his health, and then the control point references. So we want that to be the control point reference for him. And then we could set up to where he has another control point reference, but let's just make it for this one, this control point BP. And his minimum wait time is going to be, how about like 3 seconds, and his maximum wait time will be 5 seconds. The attack target, we'll set all that up later. The acceptance radiance though, that's how close you want them to be to the character. Let's say about 200. That's too big. Let's just say 50. Save. So that's what turning those eyeballs does. It allows you to change all this stuff on the outside. We can even change their animation. But once we press play, we should see what's happening here. So he moved to the control point. He's waiting. And he keeps on moving to that control point. Now he sees us. and he has not initiated the chase player yet. But that's because we haven't set up the last part of the code, which is the attack trace and the rotation and all that. So that is good. That is great. That's all I wanted to show you guys this video, is that we can get him walking to these control points. Save all. Let me open the level one more time, and let's get these control points fixed up. So, yeah, okay. In the next episode, what we're going to do is we're going to be able to get him walking from one control point to the next control point. That's going to involve adding a lot more code to this part. What we'll do is we'll add in another behavior, and we'll give him another behavior. So that'll be the next episode. Thank you guys for joining me on this part of the series. I know this part is going to be long and tedious, but again, once we have this all set up, it's going to be nice. So join me in the next one, and we'll finish setting up the character. I thought we were going to do it this time, but it kind of got a little lengthy on me. We'll do it next time, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.